Can you eat pizza after weigh-ins? Absolutely. But should you? Well, probably not. Not if you don't want this to happen. After weigh-ins, your stomach is really sensitive. You're not only dehydrated, but you're also depleted of carbohydrates as well. We need to get fluid and carbohydrates back into your body where it needs to be without upsetting your stomach. And there are a few things we do to achieve this. So we keep fat low, we keep fiber low, we consume just a moderate amount of protein, we control the amount and frequency of fluid we're consuming. So we aim for, at least with my clients, about 1 liter per hour. And that's not just plain water, it's an oral rehydration solution. So that contains about 30 grams of carbs and about 1,000 to 1,500 milligrams of sodium per liter. And that concentration of carbs and sodium is going to optimally rehydrate you. Whereas if you just drank plain water, yeah, some of it would go towards hydrating you, but you're also going to pee out quite a lot of it as well. And finally, we spread the total carb targets across the entire refuel window rather than consuming them all right off the scale. Things like pizzas, burgers, cakes, and other junk foods that you're probably craving after the weigh-ins are not ideal because yes, they're high carb, but they're also high fat. And if you remember what I mentioned a moment ago, we want to keep fat low because fat slows down your digestion. We don't want slow digestion after the weigh-ins. We want those carbs to be broken down, processed, and got into your muscles and your liver and stored as glycogen relatively quickly. And if we slow down your digestion through things like a high fat and a high fiber intake, you increase the risk of feeling overfull, feeling bloated, and having some gut discomfort, which we don't want. Okay, so maybe you're thinking, right, I know I need to keep fats low, but how low is low? Do I need to consume 0 grams? Is 100 grams okay? I typically recommend my clients aim for 1 gram per kilogram they weigh or less for fats after the weigh-in. So if they are 70 kilograms, then I recommend they try to keep their fat intake around 70 grams or less. And for the sake of completeness, I also recommend they aim for around 2 grams of protein per kilogram they weigh. And for a day before weigh-in with about 24 hours, sometimes extending up to 36 hours to refuel, regarding carbohydrates, I recommend they aim for 7 to 10 grams per kilogram they weigh. So for a 70 kilogram fighter, that would look like 140 grams of protein, 490 to 700 grams of carbohydrates, and about 70 grams of fat or less. Consuming that amount of food, or more specifically that amount of carbohydrates, means they're gonna go back in the ring or cage with a full fuel tank to go 5 hard rounds if they need to, which is exactly what we're trying to achieve with our post-weigh-in nutrition. And unfortunately, high-fat junk foods are only gonna take away from that process, so I recommend saving them for after the fight. And after the weigh-ins, just sticking to high-carb, low-fat foods like rice, pastas, bread, honey, jam, cereals, things like that. A few example meals could be banana, honey on rice cakes or bread, jam or honey sandwiches, white rice dishes based around the lean protein like chicken, turkey, or white fish, or instead of rice, you could have potatoes, white pasta, or white breads or wraps, low fiber cereals like Cocoa Pops, low fiber fruits like watermelon or bananas, even overnight oats, which yes, can be high fiber, so just keep an eye on the total fiber intake for that day. As long as it's not way above and beyond what you're normally consuming, it should be fine. And finally, even sweets like jelly beans and Haribo can be beneficial at that point. Before you comment telling me that sweets are poison, hear me out. The job here is to get carbs stored in your muscles and your liver as glycogen as fast as possible. High sugar carbs are digested fast and they get into your muscles and liver fast. So they are the right tool for the job. In this case, no, I don't recommend you eat jelly beans and Haribo for 3 meals a day, but for this specific scenario of fast replenishment of carbohydrates, sugary processed foods actually are very effective for this job. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea around what foods to consume after weigh-ins so you don't end up throwing up in the ring. And if you'd like to work with me to lay out an exact fight camp, weight cut, and post weigh-in plan for you, then click the link below and get in touch. Or if you want to keep binging YouTube, then watch this video up here. If you like this one, you'll love that one.